Namo Buddhaya, Namo Amitabha. Hello everyone. So in our previous video, we gave a brief introduction on the Avatamsaka Sutra and its final chapter, the practices and vows of Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, where the 10 great practices and vows come from. So in today's video, I'd like to discuss the first great vow. So first, let's look at the sutra. Bodhisattva Samantabhadra told Sudana, "Good men, to pay homage to all Buddhas is explained like this. All Buddhas, world-honored ones, throughout the Dharma realm and the realm of empty space, are as numerous as the 5 motes of dust in all Buddha lands in the 10 directions and the 3 periods of time. By the power of my practices and vows of Samantabhadra, I bring forth profound faith and understanding, and it is as if I were directly in their presence. With pure karma of body, speech, and mind, I constantly practice paying homage. In each and every Buddha land, I manifest bodies as numerous as the 5 motes of dust in ineffable numbers of Buddha lands. Each and every body pays homage to Buddhas as many as the 5 motes of dust in ineffable numbers of Buddha lands. When empty space comes to an end, then my homage will come to an end. But since empty space has no end, my homage and respect have no end. In the same way, when the realms of living beings come to an end, when the karma of living beings comes to an end, when the afflictions of living beings come to an end, then my homage will come to an end. But since the realms of living beings up to their afflictions have no end, my homage is without end. It continues thought after thought without interruption in the karma of body, speech, and mind. There is no weariness." Now, this is quite a long passage, and the sutra itself is quite extensive, so we won't go into every detail here. To give a thorough explanation on the sutra will take quite a long time, which we might do in the future series. But today, let's just grasp the general meaning of the first great vow. So when we think of the word Buddha, we may think of those beings who have already realized Buddhahood, such as Shakyamuni Buddha, Amitabha Buddha, Medicine Buddha, etc. But in fact here, to pay homage to all Buddhas not only refer to those who have realized Buddhahood, but also to all Buddhas of the past, present, and future, all Buddhas of the 3 periods of time. So it includes those who had realized Buddhahood, who have now realized Buddhahood, and also who will eventually realize Buddhahood, which includes all sentient beings. So all of us who haven't realized Buddhahood yet, we are also Buddhas. We are future Buddhas, because the Buddha said Buddha nature is within everybody. We are all equal in terms of our Buddha nature. So the word Buddha means awakened. To say that we all have the Buddha nature, which means that we all have the awakened nature. We all have the potential to be completely awakened, like Shakyamuni Buddha, like Amitabha Buddha, and all those who have already realized Buddhahood. We all have the perfect wisdom and blessings like the Buddha, like the Tathagatas. But for attachment and delusions, we cannot realize. So to pay homage to all Buddhas means that we pay homage and respect to all beings, Buddha nature, not only those who have realized Buddhahood. This includes beings who are evil, who have committed a lot of evil, but still their Buddha nature has not changed. This is what we should acknowledge and recognize. So from a Buddha's mind, the Buddha sees the Buddha nature within everybody. That's why we say the Buddha has a mind of equality, because the Buddha sees past outward appearances and their behaviors and acknowledges their Buddha nature. So the Buddha is equal to everyone. The Buddha treats everyone equally. The Buddha doesn't get angry at anybody. including those who wanted to kill him. I remember Devadatta tried to murder Shakyamuni Buddha for 3 times. Even though the Buddha was not angry at him, the Buddha still responded with compassion because the Buddha sees his Buddha nature. So this is how we can cultivate like Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, to learn from the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, to pay homage and respect to all beings' Buddha nature. Now it can be quite difficult and challenging for us to think of even paying homage and respect to evil people, but we're not saying that you have to pay homage to evil people, but it is to respect, to recognize their Buddha nature. I try not to look down at anybody because they all share the same Buddha nature. I try not to be angry at anybody because they are also future Buddhas. From the mind of the Buddha sees the Buddha nature within everyone. So that's why the 10 great practices and vows are extremely important for anyone who wants to realize Buddhahood. If you can't see the Buddha nature in others, how can you develop the mind of equality? How can you respond with compassion, patience? So by cultivating, paying homage to all Buddhas, to acknowledge and respect all beings' Buddha nature, it helps us to first let go of our pride, second to cultivate humility, third to cultivate compassion and patience, fourth to avoid anger, hatred, or contempt. So we shall strive to see the Buddha nature in others, including those who you dislike, who maybe scold at you, and who maybe they're angry at you, who maybe you are angry with. I try to see the Buddha nature in those beings, to acknowledge that they too can also be future Buddhas. So in that way, it can help us advance greatly on our spiritual path. So I hope this helps. And in the next video, I'll talk about the second great vow, to praise the Tathagatas. Namo Bodhisattva Samantabhadra, Namo Amitabha Buddha, Namo Amituofo.